Hello, remote students. So this is the assignment. Feel free to go back to that slide, which is on Classroom, which explains what I'm doing kind of step by step. I'm going to start with a ruler. Feel free to use a book edge if you don't have one at home. Draw kind of a horizon line to start, which is just a horizontal line, and then 2 vanishing points, one on the left and right. Then I'm going to draw that corner edge of my Lego. It's vertical, and it's underneath the horizon line. Now the right edge, I'm going to draw back into space towards that vanishing point on the right. I'm going to do the top vanishing point as well. And then on the left-hand side, the left edge is going to go back towards that vanishing point on the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to line up my ruler with the bottom of the paper to make sure it's nice and straight. And I'm going to draw that left edge, which is completely vertical. All of these lines are parallel to each other. The vertical ones and the horizontal, well, just the vertical, I guess. All right, and then I'm erasing those extra lines so that I'm only including the perspective lines for the block itself. Now the top is a little bit where this gets tricky. You're going to have the line go back into space towards the left vanishing point instead for the back, and the top on the right side is going to go back, or on the left side is going to go back into space towards the right vanishing point. So they kind of go in the opposite directions when you do the top part. Again, the top, the right side, and the left are going back into space towards the vanishing point. But for the top, they go in the opposite direction. So when you're done with that, you're going to begin shading. If you would like to, if that was easy for you and you'd like to try doing the bumps on top of the Legos, feel free to do that too. You can look up a photo of a Lego to copy. But the big thing is that they're going back into space towards the vanishing point. So the Lego bumps get smaller as they move back into space, kind of staying within these little grids that I'm making myself. If this was challenging for you to draw, don't worry about it. You don't have to include the bumps on the top. But this is an extension for those of you that this drawing was easy to do. The first bump that's closest to me is going to be a little bit larger than this next bump in the middle row. And the next one is going to be even smaller, staying within the grid that I made. And they're completely vertical, those sides of the Lego bumps. All right, so I'm going to stop there and then show you the shading portion. Again, you can skip that part if it's too challenging. So looking at the photo from the slideshow, the left side of the Lego has the darkest value on it. It's the most in shadow. So I'm pressing down and shading that portion of the Lego in the darkest. The right-hand side is slightly in shadow, but somewhat less than the left. And I'm blending with my finger. Feel free to use the tortillon too. Now, just like with the word sculpture, try to make those edges, which are a harsh outline, more into a shadow. I'm going back in and kind of putting in a little bit more shading there, so it reads more as a shadow and rather than as a line. I'm doing that on the right side too. Remember, this is just a sketch. So don't be too worried about what it looks like. I'm just going to go through it. It's process over product. Upload your work when you're done. Good luck, guys.